Hey, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Brand OTC or Brand Over the Counter, where we answer your branding questions with a faux over the counter product. Now, today's product is called Irresistall. It strengthens your brand appeal through emotional triggers, clarity, and perceived value. And you would need this type of a product if you're struggling with low demand, weak conversions, and audience indifference. All right, my name is Cynthia Akita, and I'm your brand strategist, designer, and educator here at the Design Firmacy. And today's question is, what makes an offer irresistible? Now, it's easy, well, for some people, it's easy to put an offer together, but sometimes we don't do it the right way because we just feel like it's throwing things together, throwing things and figuring out what sticks and what doesn't. But there are a couple of things that you definitely want to pay attention to in order to make sure that your offer is irresistible to your audience. So I'm going to go over about 8 points and then we'll wrap it all up. Now, number one is that clarity is the core ingredient. People cannot buy what they do not understand, and confusion at any point in time is going to kill a conversion. And so we want to make sure that our audience is clear on what our our offer is, who it's for, and the result that it promises. Right? So if you can't answer those three questions, what is it, who is it for, and what result does it promise, then your audience is not going to be able to answer it as well, which leads to what? Confusion, and confusion kills what? Conversion. So you want to make sure that your audience is clear. And if you're not clear on what you're offering, then you just can't expect your audience to understand anything about it either, right? And so let's be clear. Clarity is the first thing, the first hurdle you want to get through. Now, an example of that is maybe you have, a let's just call it a roots intensive. Maybe you're a hairstylist and you teach courses or something, or teach classes. A roots intensive may seem a little vague, but underneath that, you could just put a subtitle that says, hey, a 90-minute, uh, I'm not a hairstylist, a 90-minute crash course on healthy roots or root care and hair care, blah, blah, blah. Right? And that's going to help your audience understand exactly what that roots intensive is about so that they can understand whether or not it applies to them or it's something that they can benefit from. Number two, you want to solve a real painful problem. As you go through your brand strategy and your brand, let me see, your brand positioning. When you're going through your brand positioning, you're going to have to understand where your audience currently is, what their needs, their desires, what their pain points are, because your offers and your entire brand is going to be centered around helping them receive the solution that you provide. People cannot have or request a solution if they don't have a problem. And so your irresistible offer has to meet a pressing need. It's not just a nice to have thing. It needs to be something that they absolutely need to have in order to be, not necessarily to be happy, but to have whatever freedom or solution that they are looking for. So it's important to identify your audience's top frustrations and position your offer as the cure for whatever that frustration and pain point is. So instead of selling design, sell relief from what that confusion is doing to them. It's stopping their brand growth, right? So sell the solution. Don't sell just the specific thing that you're doing. Sell what that prob I'm sorry, my speech is all over. Sell what problem is going to be solved by them purchasing the offer. Number three, you want to highlight the transformation and not just the features. And I know it's very common and we do it all the time, right? We want to quantify or qualitatively show that our offer is really good by making a whole list of things that it contains. And while there is a place for that, the point that makes your offer more irresistible is that people know what the transformation is. People aren't just buying a checklist. They can do that all day, but people who want the impact are ready to buy the change. They're ready to buy the result. They don't care about the long list of things that are involved. They just want to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and your offer should make them feel that way. So you have to focus your messaging on who your audience are going to become after working with you or after using your products. I'm thinking back to Proactive. I think Proactive is still around. It is a dermatology, if I can call it a dermatology company that provides skincare remedies for people who have severe acne. And I remember the commercials on TV. They didn't just show, the bottle, I think it was three bottles. They didn't just show the three bottles on screen. They showed the befores and the afters. Like, this is what you can look like. This is what will happen to you. You will have confidence when you walk into a room. You won't be hiding and afraid because people are looking at your face, right? They're showing what your life can be like based on the problem that they've identified that you are going through. So, a more practical way, if you don't have a product, is say something like, go from overlooked to unforgettable. I know that's like common, right? But say something that's more powerful than just, we're going to give you 10 photos and X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. Like, even it's Christmas, well, it's Thanksgiving slash holiday season is what I should call it. It's holiday season. And people typically get their family photos done and all of that. And instead of saying, get 8 edited photos, you can highlight what those photos will do for them. Like, get this keepsake, a keepsake, a digital keepsake, blah, 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 so on and so forth, so that they could realize that it's not just about the number of things that they get, but the access, the ability to capture a moment in time that will last them for as long as they live and even beyond that. All right. Number four, you want to layer in some emotional triggers. So you want to create a desire for your offer by tapping into emotion. You want people to feel belonging. You want them to have confidence. You want them to feel relief. Again, tapping into that problem you're solving, or even freedom. And so you want to use language that paints a picture of the life that they're going to have after that transformation with you. So, an example of that is, imagine having a brand that finally speaks for you, for my brand specifically, even when you're not in the room. That is the ultimate transformation that we want people to have with our brand, Personify My Brand. And, as I'm writing the book and working on the show that will be coming out next year, you're going to have the ability to feel and actually have that transformation in your brands. Now, number five is, you want to add perceived value through bonuses or access. So make your offer feel like an opportunity and not necessarily an expense. No one wants to feel like they're dishing their money out. Like, make them feel like they are tapping into an amazing opportunity to make their lives better. So you can do that by adding a limited time bonus. I mean, don't coerce your audience, but don't allow everything to be available all the time. That way you can create some movement, like push people to get going. You can offer them community access. People don't like to do things alone, and so community access is great. Or you can provide exclusive templates or tools that will make your offer feel like it's fuller, but it's not going to cost you too much. An example can be, join now and get blah, blah, blah for free. And so you want to, add perceived value. Again, it's not something that should cost you so much or take a chunk out of the investment that they're going to be giving you, but that perceived value, it makes it seem like it's more expensive because you've added all of these additional things. And they're not limited to what I mentioned. You can go ahead and be creative and, add your own tools that you feel will be beneficial to your specific offer. Number six, you want to infuse your brand personality. Personality is a huge selling factor. The way you present your offer is going to make it memorable. So you can use humor, warmth, or confidence in your copy and in your visuals. Make sure it coincides with your specific brand personality. So instead of saying enroll now, for me specifically, I could say grab your prescription for irresistible branding because the pharmacy is a brand pharmacy, right? Number seven, you want to create urgency without manipulation. We don't do manipulation over here. So, urgency motivates action. It pushes people to move, especially when it's done ethically. So, you can use limited spots, timed bonuses, or clear launch windows to encourage decision making. Now, again, we do it ethically. So, everyone has a limit. If you're a solopreneur, you cannot have 300 one-on-ones. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't, right? You shouldn't have to do that. And so, in order to deliver the best outcome for your audience, you want to make sure that you're giving them what is fit, the right amount of time with them. And so you want to ensure that you have a certain amount of like a specified number of the people you can serve well. And if you have a team, then you can adjust that to fit what your team can handle. And then make it known, hey, we only have 50 spots, maybe, or 100 spots, or 1,000 spots, depending on your team or whatever the offer may be. Or you can say, hey, if you if you join in the next 30 minutes or by the end of the day, you'll get these bonuses. I remember as a child watching TV and watching those commercials where it would be this whole art set, this cool art set, like a paint set with like foam, and the way that it allowed you to paint was different than just using a regular paintbrush. And it was one of the many things that were just so enticing on TV. And they would say, hey, if you order, before the commercial is over, you'll get a second set for free. And I thank God I was not of age and did not have a credit card because I would have purchased all of those things, all the commercials, all the art stuff and toys and all of it because of those timed bonuses. If you order now, you'll get four more for free. And I'm just like, "Oh my goodness, this is such a deal." And so your audience will also feel that as well when they realize that it's something that will change their lives. Number eight, back it up with proof. Now, for many of us, before we ever make a purchase, we always want to look through the reviews and see how other people have experienced the particular brand or the particular product that we are looking for. And so testimonials are important. I spoke about proactive with the before and after photos. Those are good. Case studies also help to solidify trust as well. No matter what it is, people will typically need evidence that your offer actually works. And that's what helps to make it irresistible. So you can even take screenshots, you can show your clients' wins, and you can share transformation stories to help validate the promise of the transformation that you are going to give them. All in all, your offer should feel like a cure that they didn't know they needed but cannot live without once they find it. And so you want to really, really dig deep into what their problems are, what their desires are, and how you can shape your offer to fit those things. If people are hesitating to buy, the problem likely is not the price, but the perceived value of whatever it is that you are offering. So once again, let me go through the things that you want to consider. Number one, clarity is your core ingredient. Number two, solve a real painful problem. Number three, highlight the transformation and not just the features. Number four, layer in emotional triggers. Five, add perceived value through bonuses or access. Six, infuse your brand personality. Seven, create urgency without manipulation. And eight, back it up with proof. All right, now go ahead and join our school group and take the Brand Vitals assessment for free to discover what's blocking your brand growth by visiting personifymybrand.com/group. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye. Discover what sets your brand apart, then say it with confidence. What's Your Secret Sauce is a free 3-day challenge designed to help entrepreneurs uncover the unique flavor that makes their brand unforgettable. Through guided prompts, live training, and powerful clarity exercises, you'll identify what truly sets you apart and how to communicate it in a way that connects and converts. If you've ever struggled to stand out in a crowded market or explain what makes you different, this challenge will give you the breakthrough you need. You'll walk away with your personalized secret sauce recipe, a clear, compelling blend of your brand's strengths, purpose, and positioning that makes selling feel natural. Join us by visiting brandmysecretsauce.com. You're doing all the things: posting content, updating your website, running ads, tweaking your offers, but still wondering, why isn't this working? Truth is, you might be focusing on areas that look productive, but aren't actually moving the needle. The Brand Vitals Assessment helps you stop guessing and start targeting. It's like a wellness checkup, but for your brand. You'll gain crystal clear insight into the 9 essential areas every brand needs to thrive. No fluff, no filler, just facts about where your brand stands and what needs your focus. Because clarity is the first step to real momentum. And when you know where to focus, you start to see progress, not just activity. Get out of busy work. Get into brand building that actually works. Take the Brand Vitals Assessment now. Have you tapped into your Firmacy benefits? As a beneficiary, you unlock special offers, gifts, and always stay in the loop. Subscribe today to receive your exclusive dose. Visit firmacybenefits.com.